All right, Ryan, what's going on out there today?
Pretty beautiful weather for many, but stormy weather for some. And speaking of, we saw kind of both of that at the Valles Caldera yesterday. It was a beautiful day to really go out and about on a hike, to go sightseeing. We saw plenty of sunshine, but also those clouds building. And eventually we saw some thunderstorms and rain, reducing visibility. And as a result, a lot of people, thankfully, started to get back into their cars and they got away from being outside. Of course, when thunder roars go indoors towards sunset, we saw the beautiful sunshine colors and the clouds moving off in the distance as those thunderstorm clouds were moving away. We've seen clear skies, but now we're starting to see slightly more clouds at the Valles Caldera, but it does appear that it's still rain-free. However, there is a band of storms moving from the Rio Chama into the northern parts of the Rio Grande Valley near Española. That may even approach places like Santa Fe near Taos. Also some light to moderate showers or rumbles of thunder. Mostly cloudy skies in southern New Mexico. Otherwise, we're mostly clear here in Albuquerque. And these are the temperatures that we need to receive dew out there. A very high dew point of 63 in Carlsbad, a lower dew point of 38 in Farmington, and air temperatures pretty close to those dew point temperatures in southeast New Mexico, 69 in Carlsbad, that dew point in the lower 60s, meaning high humidity out there. 68 right now in Albuquerque, 56 in Santa Fe, 47 in Alamosa, 55 Taos. Some storms off to your west, but very weak storms. 61 in Grants, 53 in the Reserve, and we're sitting at 62 right now in Tucumcari. Later throughout the morning and the afternoon, temperatures will be on the rise, eventually reaching the mid to upper 80s in Albuquerque, as well as in southeast New Mexico. I would not be surprised if our southern areas of New Mexico reach the 90s. Alamogordo, mid to upper 80s, near 90 in Socorro. Upper 80s in Farmington, 80s in Clayton, 70s in Ruidoso and Las Vegas with a slight chance of storms. Now, if you guys are going to be going out and about by the pool, we do have to watch out for a few isolated storms, but also still high amounts, very high amounts of UV radiation before we see any of those storms. So put on the sunblock, and when thunder roars, go indoors. A high temperature, 86 today in Albuquerque. Warm with building clouds, and I think those thunderstorms will start to form right around the 2, 3, 4 o'clock time frame. Start off in the northern and western mountains and getting closer toward the Albuquerque metro near Santa Fe, Española. Once again this afternoon, Ruidoso, Roswell, very isolated pockets of showers, even some small hail possible near Las Vegas and Mora. There's that slight chance of flooding. A lot of those showers and storms will start to dissipate after sunset in the mountains and will pretty much dissipate entirely by midnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, clouds off to the southwest, clear skies off to the northeast. And more thunderstorms tomorrow in the Rio Grande Valley, the Northeast Highlands, southeast and southwest New Mexico near Gallup, Grants, and Camado as well. So that moisture is being funneled by this high pressure system. More moisture aloft with that upper level flow from the north and west. Storms will be moving into an easterly and southerly direction for the next few days. Very few and far between for your Labor Day and also for your day tomorrow. But then another high pressure will build to the south. More of a southerly upper level flow of moisture will start to form later this week with more thunderstorms gradually toward the middle to later parts of the week, including the western, northern, and eastern highlands, including parts of the Albuquerque metro. But temperatures will slowly rise toward the end of the week. Upper 80s near 90 in parts of the metro, 90s for more southern areas, 80s for some northern valley floor areas. And in places like Durango, we will be seeing those temperatures slowly climbing, lows in the 40s and 50s. But with the higher temperatures, also higher rain chances. Alamosa, upper 70s, lows in the 30s and 40s. Chinle and Dulce and Grants. We're watching out for showers and storms this morning to reform this afternoon, but I think those storms will be relatively weak. And in places like Farmington near 90, eventually by the middle parts of the week. Silver City, Las Cruces, Alamogordo, upper 80s and 90s. And Cloudcroft, Ruidoso, Artesia, very low chances of rain in the short term and even hotter. Roswell, mid-90s by the middle part of the week, feeling still like summer, even though it's meteorological fall. Roy, Las Vegas, and Santa Rosa, weak storms in the 70s and the 80s. And from Red River to Santa Fe, if you guys are going to be out and about by the hike, do so later in the morning, early in the afternoon, because we have to watch out for some storms late in the afternoon. Moriarty, Tejeda, Cedar Crest. Very spotty storms in the short term, wetter toward the end of the week. And from the north to south valley of Albuquerque, temperatures mostly around our average high 87, around either side of that for the next couple of days. 90 on Wednesday, then stormier and cooler toward the end of the week potentially.
All right, loving the overcast weather with that chance of precipitation.
Yeah, we'll take it and not too hot out there.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
Of course.